The Thompsons were eager to start their new life in the quaint, old Victorian house they had just purchased. The sprawling rooms and antique fixtures were exactly what they had dreamed of. But there was something off about the house, something they couldn't quite put their finger on. It began on their first night. Each of them experienced vivid nightmares, scenes of terror and anguish that seemed all too real. Mr. Thompson found himself wandering through hallways without ends, chased by shadows of people he did not recognize. Mrs. Thompson dreamed of drowning in a clawfoot bathtub, even though she could feel the water and the chill creeping into her bones. Their two children, Lucy and Ben, both woke up screaming, having seen faces in their room and whispers in their ears. They tried to dismiss it as the stress of moving, but the nightmares didn't stop. Instead, they grew more intense. Night after night, the Thompsons found themselves entangled in a web of fear spun by the house's sinister presence. One night, after being unable to sleep, Mr. Thompson began to explore the attic. To his bewilderment, he discovered an old, dusty journal. The entries detailed the life of the house's first owner, a man named Gideon Blackwood, who had been involved in dark rituals and the occult. It became clear that his spirit still haunted the house, trapped by secrets he had hidden within its walls. The Thompsons gathered to discuss the journal. As Lucy read aloud about Gideon's rituals, the house seemed to react. The windows rattled, shadows danced in the corners, and the temperature dipped. They realized they had to uncover the house's mysteries to free themselves. In a desperate attempt to break the cycle, Mrs. Thompson suggested they find a relic mentioned in the journal, a blackened amulet that Gideon had used to bind spirits. The family searched the house, ultimately discovering the amulet hidden beneath a loose floorboard in Ben's room. Hoping to end their torment, they agreed to perform a ritual described in the journal. As they chanted the incantation, an oppressive force bore down on them. Each family member felt as if they were being watched, surrounded by angry spirits. The climax built as the house shook violently, objects flying and lights flickering. Then, in an instant, it stopped. The amulet shattered into pieces, and an overwhelming sense of peace settled over them. The nightmares ceased, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The Thompsons knew they had freed the house from Gideon's malevolent grasp. The Victorian house, once a place of fear, transformed into a true home filled with warmth and comfort. They had unraveled its dark past and, in doing so, ensured their future. They lived in peace, never forgetting the harrowing experience that brought them even closer as a family.